lords, ladies, boys and girls, drudgery and knavery out there. This is Rory, aka Mecha Magos, and we're about to play ourselves a Mountain Blade Warband. Very old game that was published by Paradox Interactive, developed by Tailworlds, and the publishing happened on 2010, I think? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 2010. And this game is just... I've sunk an healthy amount of hours into this game, okay? It's a brilliant game. Third-person RPG in a medieval fantasy sandbox is how I'd describe it. With a pinch of strategy thrown in for those who are, who care to go that way. Anyway, I think it's about time we got started, don't you? Enough. Well, the tutorial will teach you how to fight, and I don't have patience for that. So let's just get started. Start a new game. Let's make him a farmer type. Hello, I'm young and stupid. Whee. Don't really care how you look. That's a bit too much, though. Okay, he looks pretty starved and fatigued. Let's see if we get a crossbow. Always good. And done. We'll hear about Calradia, a land torn between rival kingdoms battling each other for supremacy, a haven for knights and mercenaries, cutthroats and adventurers, all willing to risk their lives in pursuit of fortune, power, or glory! In this land, which holds great dangers and even greater opportunities, you believe you may leave your past behind and start a new life! You feel that finally you hold the key of your destiny in your hands, free to choose as you will, and that whatever course you take, great adventures will await you. We're going to the Nords anyway. You took passage with a trading longship, carrying gear falcons from the furthest reaches of the north to be bartered for linen and wool? Yeah, that's it. It sailed early in the season, but the master reckoned that the drifting ice and later winter storms could be justified. By driving ahead of the sea raiders who by April would be sailing forth from the island lairs to ravage Calradia's coasts. With some relief when your ship came in sight of the delta of the Vile and Bollock rivers. Bollock. And a short while later rode past tidal huts and coastal marches to the city of Sargoth, home to the Sea Raiders' distant kinsmen, the Nordic lords, who a few generations ago had carved themselves a kingdom in this rich but troubled land. You are exhausted by the time you find the inn in Sargoth, and you sleep quickly. However, you awake before dawn, and are eager to explore your surroundings. You venture out into the streets, which are still deserted. All of a sudden, you hear a sound that stands the hairs of your necks on end. You have many necks. The rasp of a blade sliding from its scabbard. There's a lot to explain here. But hey, crossbow, point and click. That was uncomfortably close. Yeah, left click to aim. Alright, try again. Let's switch mouse wheel up to change your weapons. Right click to hold the shield up. Left click to strike! You can move your mouse. So if I move the mouse to left, it'll be a... Fuck, I can't... What the fuck? Anyway. I should have read that. The merchant takes you to his house. Once inside, he stands by the door for a while checking the street, and then finally convinced you have not been followed, comes near you to speak. Now, let me explain my proposition. We've always had brigands in the hills, driven to banditry by war, debt, or love of violence. Recently, however, they've been getting bolder, leaving their camps in the wild and venturing into town, looking for unwary prey. The watch commander tells us because of all the fighting on the frontiers. Fewer men to keep an eye on the streets. But I'm not sure what to make of that. It seems to me that the most logical explanation is that these bandits have an ally inside the walls, who helps them enter unnoticed and helps them identify particularly tempting targets. Last week, you see, they took my brother. Let me play the smallest violin in the world for you. Sorry, yes. I don't know what my brother was thinking. A lad from a prominent house, out alone after dark in times like these. So prominent we don't even know his name. Well, I suppose you were too. But you're a stranger here, and didn't know how bad things had become. He had no such excuse. But he's family, so what can you do? If you don't protect your kin, then people will start thinking that you can't protect your investments either. I can't have that. No doubt the gang will soon send word about a ransom, but I don't care to pay it. So here's my proposition. You look like you've had a bit of experience with the blade. More importantly, you must have a bit of fire in your belly, or you wouldn't be coming to Calradia to seek your fortune. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Gather a small party, track down these bandits to their lair, teach them a lesson they won't forget, and get my brother back safe. In return, you'll earn my lasting gratitude and a bit of silver. What do you say? I am interested. You're about to do this by yourself, though. If you try and take on the whole gang single-handedly, the hunter will become the hunted, I'll warrant. You'll first want to round up a group of volunteers. There's always a few lads in the villages round here, looking for a bit of work that's more interesting than tilling the soil or hauling water. They'll follow if you pay. So take this purse of 100 dinars, consider it an advancement on your reward. Go round to the villages and use the money to hire some help. I reckon that you need at least 5 men to take on these bandits. Very good, sir. I'll go collect some men from around the villages. Good! You can find me again in the tavern here in Sargoth after you've got your group together. And we'll speak about what we do next. Brilliant. Okay, as it says here, press Q to find your quest log. As we can see here, we have 1 quest. Collect 5 men, and then speak to the merchant in the Tavern of Sargoth. Yeah, bitches! Okay, we better leave this house. You can press tab to leave in most instances, and here we are. The world of Calradia. Do you see how big this thing is? Look! Frigging look at it! Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 main cities, and a variety of little castles and villages. Check that out, check that out! That's huge! And here we are, this humble little horseman. This is where the beginnings of heroes are made! But for now, we're just going to take a break. Bye!